for this to happen in such a moment where all cylinders are clicking. And it was tough. But you know what? God said everything's going to be okay. He said that day one. He said that when it happened. I'm in the back of the ambulance on my way to the hospital to get x-rays and MRIs or whatever else needed to be done. But he had already confirmed with me that, yeah, it's your patella tendon, clean tear. You're going to be fine. Just you need to get yourself ready to really take hold of this gift, take hold of this vision, and go at it. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Creative Journey. I'm your host, A.B. Wright. And man, I feel like I want to call y'all dreamers. Like, who is a dreamer in here? I am a dreamer. I feel like that is appropriate for us as creative entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs in general, that, are daring to leap, daring to jump at an opportunity to bring into fruition our vision, using the gifts and the talents God has given us. That is daring. It's way easier to suppress that. It's way easier to just go with the norm because it is just easier to do. There's no resistance. There's no determination. There's no persistence and perseverance to have to push through that. No sheer will. You just, you go with the flow. You go with the flow. And I feel like us as dreamers, that's appropriate. I think that's appropriate. Yeah. So welcome, dreamers. Welcome back to another episode. I wanted to bring this particular episode today because I've got good news. I had my 6-month follow-up with my orthopedic surgeon. And for those that don't know, and this is a fairly new podcast, so I don't believe I've talked about it too much, but I still play baseball, and playing baseball last fall in September, I ruptured my patella tendon in my left knee. Now, I realized I already had some microscopic tears in it. It was bound to happen. There was nothing that you could do in terms of surgery. At least I had inquired previously, and eventually just playing, going 100%, 120%, it ruptured, and for good reasons. I was going very, very hard, not just on the field that day, but going very hard with my film production work, and things were really starting to take off. But I wasn't in the best health yet. And I say that because about almost 3 years ago now, I quit drinking. And I quit drinking because I got tired of being so fuzzy and unclear on what I was trying to do what I just talked about a moment ago, to be persistent and really jump at and tackle the vision and bring that into existence. And finally starting that portion of the journey, I started getting clarity. I was real intentional about the things that I was doing, and rolling into last year, I was trying new things as a filmmaker, and things were just working out. Here comes this, and everything comes to a screeching halt. All I could do was sit there and think about the upcoming surgery, recovery time, what I needed to do to make sure that in the future, if something happened to where I am out of the game, that I have systems and processes in place and people, staff in place, or partners in place to make sure the business will continue to run. And that had me just in a space where I really was relying on God to give me the answers and just lead me and show me what is it that I'm supposed to take from this, for this to happen in such a moment where all cylinders are clicking. And it was tough, but you know what? God said everything's going to be okay. He said that day one. He said that when it happened. I'm in the back of the ambulance on my way to the hospital to get x-rays and MRIs or whatever else needed to be done. But he had already confirmed with me that, yeah, it's your patella tendon, clean tear. You're going to be fine. Just you need to get yourself ready to really take hold of this gift, take hold of this vision, and go at it. Now that coupled with other things that came along, taking time to take a film course, to join some groups and all of these amazing things and learn more about the art of storytelling and just really understand my gift more and more and how I can use that in filmmaking. Well, now here comes the podcast. And that's been something that I had been wanting to do for a while, but even that came into existence because of the sheer will to get through what seemed to be a dark moment. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that it led to everything that has culminated in the last 6 months. My health is so much better because not only did the clarity come and the repair time come in my mind, my brain activity, my body as a whole, now really getting into the health and wellness and the nutrition portion is doing, it is doing wonders. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. The whole thing behind that is just clarity. I am just looking for a cleaner bill of health on my mental health. And of course, physically, that needs to be cleaned up as well. What I can say to you is, as a dreamer, and you jump, it's going to be euphoric for a moment. Reality is going to set in. Things are going to begin to take off at some point in time. Things are going to happen that are adverse to the positive momentum that you're having. And guess what? It's okay. Because we've been through so many things in life that God has brought us through that too. I can think of many things that God has brought me through and gotten me to where I am today. Where I am today, oh my gosh, there's no way I thought that I would be here when I was 22 with no car. I'm just having to walk. I have lost my license. I'm just, I'm living so fast that my priorities are just out of whack. All I'm living to do is go make money and spend it because I know tomorrow I'll make it back. So I was YOLOing before YOLO was a thing. And when all of that came to a head, there is no way in my mind I thought I would be here. And all I can say is I'm grateful that God has brought me through all of that and everything that happened in between, because it allowed for me to hear him when something as serious as a knee injury happening in the midst of when I need to be the most mobile. But it gave me a moment of clarity. It gave me a moment to stop and figure out what is important and to hear God tell me and direct me so that I know what I need to be doing and how to do it. So if you're in a place right now that it seems dark, it seems like you're by yourself, it seems like everything was going so well and came to a screeching halt, or maybe things just haven't been going well in a while, period, and you don't see the light of day, just keep going. So now that it's 6 months later, I'm on the other side of where I hoped to be, was praying to God to be when this first happened. Just getting through the surgery, getting through the pain, not getting, hooked on pain meds and all of that kind of stuff because of going through sobriety And that was a test in itself. So I'm grateful that I was able to push through that and not have any adverse effect for having taken pain meds in the first 24, 36 hours. And to get through all of that and start the physical therapy and barely be able to walk. My leg is locked out. It lost weight like immediately. It seemed like in the first week I had lost muscle mass immediately. So, I can barely put weight on it, can barely move, to finally, I was out today just getting a short jog in, just a jog, not running just yet, but a jog in around the lake. And man, it just really humbled me. And I just became so much more grateful of not only to be on this side of the injury, but to have journeyed so much, endured so much on this journey, that it has built a habit in me to believe that everything is going to work out for the good, that it has a purpose. It's building me. It's adding something else to my tool belt that I can quickly access at any time. So just know, as you're going through what you're going through, you are going to come out. You're going to come out greater than how you went in if you're willing to go on the journey. If you're willing to just let it do what it's going to do. I guarantee you, you will be a better version of you. So just believe and realize that you are becoming. Every day we are becoming a better version of ourselves. And if we just focus on doing that every day, just become a little bit better at what it is that we do, be a better version of who we are, we're going to be just fine.